Hope everybody's been safe out here today. Things are getting interesting. They're going pretty much the way we planned them to go right now. We told you there'd be bomb threats and attempts on people's lives and attacks on voting locations. That's what happened today. The um, mayoral race in New York City, there were bomb threats called in to at least 7 different locations. So they swatted the voting locations to try to slow down or stop the election. Okay, they were proved to be, just call-ins and hoaxes and no real bombs. But the moral of the story is they did call in bomb threats to try to slow down and stop an election. These people want this communist elected. So we've got that going on, and we've got Trump announced today there will be no SNAP benefits turned back on until the Democrats open the government back up. Absolutely. 100%. 100% the right thing. Once again, we have Democrats just talking horribly about Republicans when they're giving no action for their side whatsoever. We have Republicans being cowards and big fat rhinos and a waste of space for the Senate as well. For the Republicans voted not to end the filibuster. So even though Trump is urging them and telling them end the filibuster now, they're still choosing not to end the filibuster. So what's the point of our Republican politicians at this point? You know what I mean? What's the point of the Senate? What's the point of Congress? What's the point of having the seats? So we got to primary all of these assholes that are in the Senate right now. We've got to. We have no other option, MAGA Republicans. So we'll go ahead and get into sorry. We'll go ahead and get into we'll get into this because this is an interesting story. Yet again, another one. Cincinnati. Okay. Cincinnati. Okay. Cincinnati council candidate arrested for breaking into GOP rival's home. He ran on violence prevention. So, wait a minute. Why is it the usual suspect on top of it? So, what in a person running for office mind would think it would be okay to break into their opposing party's house? And what was the goal? What was the purpose of this? You know what I mean? A candidate from Cincinnati, Ohio, city council has been arrested at the home of a rival for alleged burglary just days before the election. Kevin Farmer, 39, allegedly broke a garage window on Saturday in order to gain entry into the house of Republican Rosemary Oglesby Henry, who is a candidate for Ohio's 1st congressional district, according to Blaze Media. There is reported video evidence of the break-in. The victim reported that the two had been in a relationship many years ago, according to Cincinnati.com. Okay, so the context of that makes it a whole lot different, doesn't it? But still, come on, guys. So they just did a study with rats. They took wild, very aggressive, right? Wild, very aggressive gray rats, okay? And they bred them for making them tamer and more, acceptable to not be mean and aggressive. So they breed them and breed them and breed them. And this is not a racist thing. This is a scientific medical experiment that our government did. Okay. So they breed them and breed them and breed them. And slowly but surely, a lot of the rats came out aggressive. They were, killed and not used again. But the ones that did become less aggressive, that became tame and able to be kept in the home, all turned pure white. Okay. So they did a study on if melon count, that might be why I'm a little angrier than other people. If melon count in a person's body associates with aggression, and they found out it does. So it's actually a scientific reason why people with more melanin are a lot more aggressive than pasty white people. So that came out. They did rats and foxes, but the study that they came up with the evidence was the rats, when the rats turned pure white. But the foxes did the same thing, yes. Absolutely. Either way, Muslims are pretty damn aggressive, and they've got a lot of melanin in their... I mean, I'm a pretty aggressive dude compared to, like, pasty white people, and I've got a lot of melanin in my skin tone. So, let's get into these bomb threats today at the New Jersey voting polls. I'm sure you know about it. Most people do, but the moral of the story is how much more retarded can this be before we realize that the Republicans in Senate aren't going to help us whatsoever. They just voted not to end the filibuster. They're not on our side at all at this point, it seems like. And it's funny that how many mainstream social media personalities are starting to sound a lot more like me. It's freaking hilarious. So let's get into the bombing real quick. There were 7 locations in New Jersey. No, there were no bombs. They were hoaxes, but it's the moral of the story is they tried to slow down or stop an election. Okay, so bomb threats. Bomb threats called into at least 7 New Jersey polling places on Election Day. Multiple locations closed across the state. They reopened back up, but who knows? On an election that's down to the wire, there could have been hundreds of votes missed, and that could be all they need. There have been at least 7 bomb threats made at schools and polling locations across New Jersey on Election Day, prompting closures. However, locations have been secured. The New Jerseyans, is that a thing? Head to the polls on Tuesday to elect their next governor. After a tough race between Democrats Mike Sherrill and GOP nominee Jack Citarelli. Threats have been sent to at least 7 counties, including Bergen County, Essex County, Mercer County, Middlesex County, Monmouth County, Ocean County, Passaic County. Man, there's a lot of locations. They're saying that more have been done since then, but they've been hoaxes each one. So we've all heard about this. We all have to keep talking about this stuff, though, because like I was telling you, this is what civil war is. You just wake up one morning and, hey, a bunch of bomb threats were called in. Or you wake up one morning and, hey, a guy's got 200 bombs on the steps of a Catholic church the same day all the Supreme Court justices are supposed to be there. Or boom, one of your top political figures in the entire pretty much world, because Charlie traveled around all the countries and debated people. It affected every country massively. Is assassinated. People get killed. You saw the statistics I posted the other day. 365 mass shootings this year. 365 mass shootings this year. That's one mass shooting for every day of the year. And they've all been either the usual suspects or some kind of lefty wacko. We're going to find out these people that blew up Harvard, that were wearing the mask, that ran off. They keep getting away. They keep getting bolder. Well, now, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get your benefits turned back on until your politicians decide they're going to open up the government. So, pretty soon, once they finally figure that out, because Trump put the True Social tweet out today, that no, we're not. Right here it is. Trump says SNAP benefits will remain frozen until Democrats end government shutdown. Absolutely. President Donald Trump said Tuesday that food stamp payments will not resume in full until Democrats vote to reopen the federal government. In a True Social post, Trump wrote that SNAP benefits will be given only when the radical left Democrats open government, which they can easily do and not before he criticized how the program expanded under former President Joe Biden, claiming funds were handed to anyone for the asking, rather than those truly in need. The statement follows a court fight in Rhode Island over whether the administration is violating judges' orders by refusing to pay full Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program SNAP benefits. During the shutdown, which began October 1st, lawyers for SNAP recipients filed an emergency motion Tuesday asking U.S. District Judge Jack McNeil to compel the administration to release the full amount of November benefits. McNeil had ordered the government last week to use available funds to keep the program running and to investigate whether other accounts could be used to fill the gap. On Monday, the administration said it would use all 4.65 billion left in the program. So we're not going to do that now. We know what's going on there. We're not going to give them this stuff. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Now, I like using the post-millennial because I like Libby and the crew, and I just like using post-millennial. Sometimes I use the Guardian. Sometimes I'll use your CNN. It all depends on what the reference is and what kind of context we're trying to expose or show. So now Zoran Mondani is blaming Trump, of course he is, for the bomb threats in New Jersey, of course. But here's what you need to understand about patriots. We're not going to call in bomb threats. We just blow your shit up, okay? You need to understand that. We don't report felonies. We don't report high crimes of this country. That's terroristic threat. That's very, very bad juju, prison time. We don't do that. So that's how we know this wasn't us. That is how we know this wasn't us. Plus, it's always the usual suspect. Every single time, it's the usual suspect. So we don't even have to speculate on who it could have been at this point in time. Now, just like a lot of moderate left are saying right now, all of a sudden the past 2 days, pretty soon it will be people on the right. Young men on the right will start getting tired of this shit and seeing no action happening, and they will start reacting, but it won't be in the same way that the left does. So understand, people are being pushed and pushed and pushed to the point where they can't be pushed anymore. And more people are starting to get on board with the way that people like me think. But see, we're like 5 years ahead of all these moderates that are now all of a sudden saying, well, shit, if the government's not going to do something, even the lightest people, are starting to get fed up. When you get to the point where people that are 100% opposed to violence start saying, oh, if the government ain't going to do something, we're going to do something. That's when you need to start to see thousands of patriots starting to come out here and having their protests. That's when you need to start worrying. Back us, because we know they're not going to. So just please calm down and be careful. How about we all just go back to actual protesting, just peacefully and getting out and making your voices being heard. Don't murder people in the streets. Don't call in bomb threats because your communist candidates can't win. And the only way your people can win is by threatening to murder people and cheating in elections, obviously, because you don't want anyone to watch your elections. Watching your elections means that there's no way you could win according to your own governors. So, God forbid somebody keep track of what's happening during elections, kind of like you're supposed to. You do understand that, election observers are a thing, right? Like, it's supposed to be a requirement to have election observers, nonpartisan election observers. So it'll be nice to have that for the first time in a while. And the Democrats are going to find out that when your elections are being monitored and you don't have a chance to sneak, buckets of ballots under a fucking table and then pretend there is a burst water pipe, and close down polling locations for 6 fucking hours and mysteriously have all these trucks backing up to your fucking locations. Yeah. And you don't even do it smart. It's like all the votes dump at the same exact fucking time. Like there's not even a stagger to it where it's like Trump, Biden. It's just like Biden. Like thousands of votes all at the same time. It is what it is. But don't forget, we own the Dominion voting machines now. So we don't have to worry about them being hacked this year. The machines y'all said are unhackable, the most secure machines in the history of time, and now you think they're going to be hacked? Y'all are just hypocrites, man. 100% bold-faced fucking hypocrites that believe in nothing, that have no morals, you have no values. You can't live in a civilized society. We can't coexist with you people anymore. It just can't happen. If all you can do is go to insulting and hurting people, then you're just a rabid animal. You know what I mean? You're just a rabid fucking animal. That's all you are. You're like rabid monkeys running around jacking off and throwing shit on everything. That's literally what fucking rabid monkeys do. They go around and get really sexual and they fucking poop in their hands and throw it at people and shit. Fucking, that's what you people act like. So that's what you need to start getting treated like. The DHS guys are finally getting on board with that, aren't they? They're tired of your little bullshit. Y'all know these people have been throwing cups of piss at these officers. You don't hear about that because it's embarrassing. But there are a few stories out there where the officers talk about, yeah, they're throwing cups of piss on us and fucking swished up shit and stuff. You people are just gross, man. People are just fucking disgusting. There's no place for that in a civilized society. What are you going to do when the farmers start coming out with their shit flingers and their fucking tractors like they did in fucking Europe and we start spraying you in the streets? Now that's a funk that doesn't come off for a while. Some of that shit's been sitting and fermenting in the field for, a good few months and getting swished up and churned. You're going to have fun with that because there's a lot of farmers out here talking about doing some protesting right now. So I just wanted to get on here, do a live for a few minutes today, touch base on some of the things that are going to be going on the live tonight. After tonight, we're doing a members only following the live every single night until it starts growing and getting bigger. The elections are fixing to start here, so we'll be campaigning. We'll be at all the election locations in Southwest Florida, and we'll be talking to representatives and getting their look at things and how they want to change Florida and stuff like that, and see who's good to vote for. Because until I've talked to the people, I'm not going to endorse anybody. I want to meet them in person, not just read a pamphlet on what they want to do. I want to see how they handle themselves and what their body language looks like when they talk to people. But hope you guys enjoyed the Bible reading this morning. I thank you for all the support that I got this morning. I thank you for last night. For some reason, half the stuff that you guys sent me last night didn't show up in my live stream when I was doing it. So I didn't get to shout it out, but I did put a post for you guys, and I thanked you because my last 2 lives, I went into the analytics, and I don't know if you know who Alex Stein 99 is, but they put me right above and right in the same level of YouTube as Alex Stein 99, because I told you all these comments fucking put my analytics through the fucking roof, man, and I love that, and I thank you for that. So yeah, be safe out here, be well. Understand now that the news, I think it dropped 4 hours ago, that they're not going to be getting their SNAP benefits now. So just be careful out here, please. If you're in the cities, please be careful. Even if you're a leftist, they don't give a fuck. None of these people that are making these videos give a fuck about you people. These Muslims fucking hate you. Please be careful. Stop trying to go join these people that literally just want to fucking murder you. I mean, if anything else, don't be fucking suicidal about it. At least be smart about what you're fucking doing. Get some proper training into what you're doing. Get some knowledge. Pick up a book.
Pick up the Federalist. Read about the world wars. You know, understand what you're standing for. Read actual books. Read the Mein Kampf. You know what I mean? You want to understand what actual fascism is. Read Mao. Read Pol Pot. Get in, read. I'm sure you've already read parts of it that you wanted to pick through, but go read Karl Marx's biography. Go read the Marxist Dictionary. You know, learn about the things. Read the Federalist. Read the forefathers' writings. Read the diaries of the forefathers. Come on, man. Get some actual knowledge in your head and learn what the histories and traditions of America are, and understand that you're standing up for the histories and traditions of Islam and fucking communist China, not the histories and traditions or anything to do with America. And if that's the case, then you're not Americans. You know what I mean? If you call yourself a communist, it's not legal to be a communist in America. I hate to tell you, it's against federal law to run for office. It's a felony to run for office if you're a fucking communist in America. So we do not allow communists. We fought an entire war and slaughtered every communist in America to get them the fuck out of here, bro. Like, we did genocide communists. We killed all of you. We didn't accept communism in America. That's not a thing. Okay, and we need to get back to people understanding that you can't be a communist in America. America will never be a communist country. If you want to be a communist, we've already told you. There's a fund. We'll send you to China right the fuck now. You know, we'll send you to a communist country. We'll send you to a socialist country. You can go there. America will never be that. You will have to kill every single one of us to make that happen, and that's not possible because you don't have the enforcement power. We literally all just go camping for a day. If we go camping for a week, you would all die. If every single patriot that runs this country and runs the infrastructure went camping for a week, and we all just did a big fucking kumbaya, you would all die because you wouldn't have clean water. 72 hours, the clean water's gone. Bacteria, that'd kill like 30% of you right off the bat because you don't know how to clean your fucking water. Food would be off the shelves in 48 to 72 hours. Everybody would have already looted and rioted everything. The moment that the lines go down, can't communicate because there's no internet, got no power. So if it's cold in your state, you're freezing, you don't know how to keep yourself fucking warm or build a fire without matches or a fucking lighter, and everybody's already looted those within the first 48 hours. The stores are empty. There's no medicine, there's no medical supplies, there's no water, no canned goods, no nothing. You're not even got dog food to eat. Okay? You ain't got no animals to hunt in the city. What are you gonna do? We don't even have to get violent. We just turn the country off. We have that power. The government doesn't run the country. People like me do. We keep your power lines clear. We keep your power stations on. You know, it's literally a fucking switch. It's a big fucking switch. You turn it off, the whole fucking city's power turns off. Literally. Like, it's just that fucking easy. And since we're the ones that do the work, and this is tradesmen, skilled work, you can't just put anybody in there to fucking do it or they'll blow your fucking town up. You'd be fucked. They can't just have criminal aliens come in and run your power station because they don't know what the fucking power station is. You don't know how to fucking run it because you didn't go to school to do it. You know what I mean? Would you even understand how to put a pole up? Would you even know how to do that? Would you even know how to run these fucking transmission lines to get them across the town? No. Don't know how to do none of that shit. You know what I mean? Do you know how to keep the water clean? Do you know what it takes to keep just one county's water system clean on a daily fucking basis? There's like 40 people that work in that plant, non-stop fucking keeping that water. There's dead animals floating through that shit. You got the muriatic acid in there, but at certain levels, you'd kill everybody. You wouldn't know what to do. All day long, they're mixing shit in our water supply. They're trying to kill us too. Right? Do you know why they put fluoride in your water and in everything you use, by the way, the United States government? I don't ever hear anybody talk about this. But scientifically, there is a chemical in fluoride that reacts to your brain and it weakens your will to resist. So when you ingest a lot of fluoride, your brain automatically turns you into a fucking mindless puppet. And that's a scientific fact. You can actually look it up. Well, I can fact check you in real time. But that's why they put fluoride in everything. That's why we need to get fluoride out of shit. It's a lot of different bad things that it does. Yellow number 5, red number 5, red number 6, red number 12. That shit fuck you up. If you have migraines, Those red dyes, fucking horrible for you. Red dyes make the blood vessels in your brain swell. They put that in everything. They don't in Europe, though. They don't in Germany. They use fruit dyes. So, have a good day. Figured I'd drop some worthless knowledge for you. Oh, okay. Somebody's talking about this.
Positions, betting amounts, trading history, and account creation dates are all visible. I'd like to take a look at what the current predictions are and what will actually happen. What's up with these threats? Who is Zoran Mamdani? He is...
A lot of people care